Well, hello, I'm Doug Apple, back with another special interview for you today, and my guest in the studio is Miss Jacki Barineau, along with her husband, but he's not going to be on the microphone today. And we're recording a little special. I'm calling it The Making of a Song. And Jacki wrote a song about 10 years ago, and there's been this whole progression of what do you do when you write a song. Well, we're going to hear about Jacki's journey. So those of you who are songwriters or just interested in how does a song come about, because there's a very professional-sounding version of the song that we're going to hear later in the program, and it is an excellent song. You don't want to miss it. And it wasn't necessarily produced by a bunch of hot-shot people in Nashville. So anyway, we're going to talk about all of that. So Jacki Barineau, welcome to Wave 94.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
What is the name of the song?
It's called Make a Joyful Noise.
And how did that idea come to you?
I was reading the Bible one day, and it was Psalm 98, where it says, make a joyful noise unto the Lord. And I just started getting this melody, and there it went.
All right. And how did you get the melody? It just kind of popped into your mind?
It pops into my head, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I know you've written other songs, but we're focusing on this one. So a melody pops into your head, and then what? Then
I usually just start working with the lyrics, and the melody and the lyrics kind of go together, and it just develops from there. Usually I'll just get like one or two lines, and then I'll be walking around the house or whatever, and the next couple of lines will pop into my head, and as they come, I just write them down. So what's the first thing that came to your mind about this song? Just the very beginning, the make a joyful noise just popped into my head, and I went around singing them. Make a joyful noise unto the Lord. Just that part. Mm-hmm. And then later I got for he is worthy. Well, it sounds so simple. Why can't everybody just come up with a song like that? I don't know. I think part of it is a gift, and part of it is just the fact I've done music since I was about 7 years old. Mm-hmm. Songwriting has always been on my heart, and that's kind of my focus as far as my Christian walk. So, well, a lot of people have had things come to their mind, and you've probably had other things come to your mind, but this is one that you have taken it the whole course from 2005 till today. Why did you work so hard on this one? The whole song came to me, first of all. Sometimes I'll get just a little part of a song and nothing else will come, and I know, okay, that's all I'm getting. This one, the whole song just filled out, and then over the years, especially at the beginning, everybody I would play it for or sing it for would say, that song's very easy to sing. Mm-hmm. And I think as a Christian writer, I like to do songs that other people can sing along with easily and that are memorable. Mm-hmm. And this one was like that, and everybody encouraged me to keep going with it. So how did you show it off for other people? At first, it was just, I recorded it in my home studio, so I just made a MP3 and started playing it for people. So you have a home studio? Yes. So you're a musician? Yes. And what do you play? I play piano mainly, but also guitar, banjo, fiddle, mandolin a little bit. I played organ in the past. So, yeah. And you're part of a musical family. Very much so. I know your brother and sister. Tell me about this whole musical family. Okay, my sister Michelle plays guitar. She actually ended up playing guitar on my song, the very last version that we're going to hear. My brother plays bass and drums. He did not help on this song, but he has helped me on other songs of mine. My other sister actually plays a little piano, but she's in Daytona. Yeah, I guess I haven't met the other sister. No, that's Michelle's twin. Yes, now that you mention that, I do remember that she has a twin. But me, Michelle, and Mark are the main musical people in our family. Mm-hmm. Do you ever have a family band? Oh, all the time, yeah. Actually, lately, though, it's been more like two of us get together and record something, and then the other one will come in and add their part, since we can do all, separate tracks like that. Now, did your parents instill this into you? Yeah, our mother especially was musical. She played accordion, of all things. Mm-hmm. She played piano. She played by ear and only in the key of E flat. which was horrible for guitarists to try to play along with. But she played by ear, and she taught us harmony. She taught us how to do harmonies, and that got us interested in music. And we would always sing together and like Christmas carols and things like that. And we were in the folk choir at our church when we were like teenagers. So we've been singing a long time.
Now, was it always Christian music?
Mostly, because we did a lot at church. But there was, Michelle got into rock music, and she was in a top 40 band for a while, toured the country, and I was in a bluegrass band. I played fiddle in a bluegrass band for a few years, which was great.
So this is going on. What about the faith element within your life and family?
The faith element was the key for everything. Even in the other kinds of bands we were in, the faith was always there. The bluegrass band, we would bring in Christian bluegrass songs.
Now, tell me a little bit about your own coming to Jesus moment, in a sense. Everybody you may be raised in this kind of family or that kind of family, but you have to make the faith your own at some point. Tell me your story.
Okay, well, mine actually, I was raised in the Catholic Church, and at one point, I just started really studying the Bible for myself, and that's when I found out all about that we're really saved by faith and not our own works or goodness, and I learned the message of salvation, and I had a conversion experience. I actually wrote a song on the day I was converted called Lord, I'm Not Worthy, and that was like my prayer of when I was saved. So,
well, you can write a lot of songs. It sounds like you've got the gift and the ability. I'll remind our listeners we're talking with Jacki Barineau, and this segment is called The Making of a Song. We're talking about specifically her song, Make a Joyful Noise. Now, we kind of went astray there after you mentioned that you had a home studio with your own instruments, and I guess you have some recording equipment?
Yes, I have digital audio interface connected to my Macintosh along with a keyboard and sound modules. And so I play the music in with the keyboard usually. Sometimes I'll record live, like with me playing a guitar. And then I use Digital Performer as it's called a DAW. It's a digital audio workstation. And I use Digital Performer by Mark of the Unicorn. And that's where I record the instruments in, mix them down, do the production end of it. So,
is that what you also had back in 2005?
I did, actually. I've gotten some new components to it, but I had the exact same system back then.
So we're going to hear that very first raw recording that you made. So set that up before we play it. Okay,
I'm from the 70s, okay? So this is a very 70s-ish version. It's upbeat, but it's a little on the cheesy side.
All right, so brace yourself, folks. Here it is.
Make a joyful noise unto the Lord, for he is worthy. Let his praise be known, for he is Lord over all the earth. Make a joyful noise unto the Lord, for he is worthy. Let his praise be known, for he is Lord over all the earth. For he deserves all of our praise, all of our worship. For he is great and greatly to be praised. So let everybody sing, make a joyful noise unto the Lord.
All right, Jacki, that was the first recording
right
of this song, Make a Joyful Noise. Any kind of a recap now that we've heard a little bit of it?
I just can see, when I first wrote it, I thought that was done. I thought, okay, this song is great. It's done. It's a finished song. And I very quickly learned that songs take a lot more development than usually the very first incarnation of them. So I had a long way to go still.
And why did you decide to go that long way?
Well, it actually came about because I had met Lily Forbes. She was Lily Johnson back then. And she and I collaborated a lot on some of her songs and some of mine. And she heard this one and thought it had potential. So she helped me bring it out of the 70s and bring it more up to date, give it a different groove, a whole different sound. She came up with the idea of putting it in minor instead of the major key, which at first I wasn't sure about, but it really did work.
So can you, in all your musical expertise, can you give us a living example of one key and then the other?
One key and then the other. It's really hard to do.
Don't
just
say it. Sing
just
it.
Vocally, you won't hear it because it's the background accompaniment that changed.
So it won't.
The melody stayed identical, but just the chords behind the melody turned into minor instead of major.
Well, that's where Gordon comes in. He can flip over here and give us that.
He clapped his hands for me on that first song. The hand claps you heard. That was Gordon. Yeah.
Gordon is Jacki's husband. All right. So Lily gets involved, but what we're talking about then is creating a recording, right?
So yeah.
So in other words, she gets involved and now you're recording a new version of the song.
Right. And what happened then is Lily took the song to Andre, by then they were married, her husband, and he worked up the new music background. He played the keyboard with the drums, the new version of the bass, the little plucky guitar sound. He came up with the new sound for the song. Then Lily came back to my house, and Andre had meanwhile emailed me his instrumental, and we laid down new vocals to that instrumental, and it was only Lily singing at that point. She did all the parts and everything, and then that's the version that was entered into the contest.
All right, the contest.
The contest.
As far as our listeners know, this is the first time they've heard anything about a contest. So what year is this now, and what is the contest?
This is 2009, and it was the Expression contest, the songwriting competition at Christian Heritage Church that Christian Heritage sponsored. It was a statewide event, and it was artists from all over the state. And part of that was the songwriting competition. Mm-hmm. And so I was encouraged to enter it, and I did, and it won.
And so you just entered a song, or how did that work?
We had to enter the recording. So that's why we really needed to get that recording done. And I entered the recording along with the sheet music. So
you entered it, and then were there any interim stages, or you just suddenly found out you won?
No, okay, we entered it, and then we also had to perform it, but the judging had already been done. Mm-hmm. But that night of the event, me and my sister Michelle and Avis Berry from Christian Heritage and Pam Stoutmeyer, we all got together and sang it on stage with an accompaniment instrumental that I did. I took the vocals out, and just to perform the song.
So were there any comments from the judges about the song?
Oh, yes. Yeah, they really liked it. They said a lot of the same things, that it was very singable, memorable. It had a great beat. They just liked it. It was just a catchy. That word keeps coming up a lot. It's catchy.
So that was 2009, and we already heard the original kind of home scratch version that you made.
Right.
Then we come to 2009, and we have the contest version. So let's go ahead and hear a little of that. Is there anything you need to say before we play it?
Not really. It's just...
Okay.
This was it.
Here it is.
Let his praise be
2009 version of the song Make a Joyful Noise, written by Jacki Barineau. And Jackie's here in the studio with us as we talk about the making of a song. And earlier in this time, we heard the scratch home version that she made. Then we have this 2009 contest version that won the contest at the Expression Songwriting Competition at Christian Heritage Church back in 2009 with Lily Forbes as the lead singer on the song. It seems to me like, okay, 2009, you win the contest. It seems like you're done. Right?
That's what I thought too. So then, I'd been playing the song for different people off and on over the years, but last year I had the privilege of attending what was called the Experience Conference in Orlando with our worship team from church. And there they had what they call the songwriting panels. And you could bring a song and let a panel listen to it and critique it. So I thought, okay, I'll take this song since everybody seems to like it and just see what professionals say about it. So that's how that came about.
So did you make a new version for that?
No, I used the exact same version that had won the contest.
Mm-hmm. And then what did they say about it?
Well, there were 4 panelists.
It's singable and catchy.
Yeah, they did. They said it was, they immediately started bobbing their heads as the introduction started playing, and they liked it. They said catchy. The biggest feedback I got was that Make a Joyful Noise, the chorus itself, started getting old because it repeated so much. So that was one of the changes I made.
How long was the contest version?
Oh, I think like right at 5 minutes, like 4 minutes, 58 seconds.
So a lot of repetition.
A lot of repetition of the chorus. So I had done a double chorus at the beginning and every other times. This time I took out, only do a double chorus at the beginning and end. All the others is just one time. The other critique I got was I did not need the key change. That key change was 70s, which I had to laugh. But they said we really don't need a key change in the song, that the last part could just stand on its own. They said that the bridge could be worked a little differently to lead into the last chorus to make the key change unnecessary. And also the other critique I got was it should end big instead of coming down. Like I went, it used to go rejoice and be glad. That was the end. And it ended down and kind of in minor. And one of the panelists suggested ending big, the make a joyful noise. So I really liked that when he suggested it. And so I came back home, and from last August until really like about a month ago, I reworked the song more over and over and over. I had like 16 mixes when I looked back at how many takes I had done. I got different people back over. My sister came over, added a guitar part. I had her add a guitar lead. I got different vocalists. Michael Miller from our church band came and sang with us, and I had Latrice Gardner, one of my piano students, one day after her lesson. I said, okay, sing this for me. So we recorded her. I sang a little bit on it, which I had not done the first time. I reworked some of the instruments. I took out the keyboard bass, and I got Vince McKenzie over from our church to play real bass. Just various things like that I think added a lot to the song.
Now, did Lily have to re-sing the lead?
No, that was quite interesting because since I had my digital audio workstation software, there were times I needed her to sing something differently than she had sung it the first time. But at this time period, last fall, she was on voice rest.
Right.
She could not sing. And so I took little clips and modified them with my software. For example, I wanted her to go, make a joyful noise. Well, she never did that the first time, but she did go, make a joyful noise. And I went, wait a minute, that's the exact rhythm I need and the exact words I need. So I changed the notes to go, make a joyful noise. So she never came over and sang, but about a few weeks ago, she was at the house anyway. We were working on one of her songs, and I got her to do a few more ad-libs. So we did do that.
So the software and everything is so rock solid these days that it wouldn't sound fishy that you changed her pitch.
You can't even tell. You really can't tell. Now, she probably could because she knows she didn't sing that. But yeah, and there was one other note, like I'd find a note in a chord that somebody sang the wrong harmony or whatever. I'd change a little note like that, but it's still their voice. It's still them singing. It's not fake at all.
Now let's talk about, at some point here, we're going to hear the final, at least the current final version of the song.
This is the final version.
And so people just keep on listening. But I want to talk about the goals of the song because, some people, or different people come up with a song, do all this labor and work. They may have different goals. Maybe they want to, make some money. Of course, a Christian song, they do want to bless people, but I remember seeing a cartoon one time where a set guy from the 70s with his long hair standing at the piano, and he said, and this next song is a song that the Lord gave me. And if you try to use it, I'm going to sue your pants off. So, there can be a business element in the whole music side, but then there is the idea of, hey, God gave me this song. I want to try to bear some good eternal fruit, rather than just some temporary cash in the wallet. So talk about your own motivations for, doing all this work.
Right. I really, my heart's desire is just to get these songs out there and let them be used however God wants them to be used. I'd love for other churches to use it if they feel that it fits their style. I just would like the song to be used. Really. Of course, now, if Israel Houghton or Martha Munizzi or any of them happen to pick it up, I wouldn't complain. But yeah, I just want it out there and to be used.
Well, we're going to help folks. We're going to give you some information, too. Jacki's got a website, and you can get the sheet music for this. You can hear it again on YouTube. But right now, Jacki, go ahead and set up for us this finished version. Okay,
this finished version is after I had everybody back over and we reworked it. And I forgot to mention, I did take some online production courses to help me learn more how to do the final production and make it sound more professional. This is still all done from my home studio. Never did go to a professional studio, but I'm trying to learn, and I did the best I could to make it have a clean sound.
So what maybe is a tip, because I've been a music director for many years in Christian radio, so I've heard thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of songs, and most of them you don't put on the radio, and a lot of them, especially when they're trying to do it locally under their own power, it's just painfully obvious. So what's maybe some tips that you picked up that took you to the next level?
Okay, the one thing I did, I isolated the vocals from the instrumentals to begin with, and then I worked with each vocal to get the right set of reverb and EQ to make the voice sound nice and full. I worked on the panning. I got the vocals panned so everything's not just in the center. That gave it more of a stage sound, I believe. And then once I got the vocal levels set, then I brought in the instruments one at a time and got those set and worked on their reverb, EQ, the whatever effects you have in your system, just until it sounded like I wanted it to sound.
So how do you keep it from just being muddy?
That was very complicated, and that's why there were 16 mixes. I would work on it in my music room, and then I would go to the living room and play it over my big system. Then I would listen in the car. You listen on very all your different devices, and headphones, not headphones. You listen every way you can listen, and it was tricky, but it's you can't add too much reverb or it will get muddy. So it's just working with it with those levels until it sounds clean, but at least full.
Now, I've read an article about the music industry, and there's another person that gets involved. And it's apparently there are only a few who really do it and do it well, but that is mastering. In other words, before it is its final version, they have this maestro who does the mastering, which I know very little about, but it sounds like you're doing the mastering.
I'm trying to. I don't know a lot about it myself, but I bought some software from TuneTrack, and they have a plugin called Mastering, and I used that on the complete mix. Once I got everything else set, there's the mastering, and they've got different sounds, like for if you're using a room or whatever. I can't think of the words, but different settings you could choose from that were pre-done, and you just add that to your final mix, and that really brought it to that complete sound.
Well, it sounds exciting. So you've got the mastering, you've done all of this yourself, you've listened to it on all the different devices, and now you come up with this finished version. And so we're going to go ahead and we'll give some details. We'll come back after this, but let's hear the final version in its entirety. Here is Make a Joyful Noise, written by Jacki Barineau with Lily Forbes as the lead singer. That's the song Make a Joyful Noise. And we've been talking with the songwriter, Jacki Barineau. Also, Lily Forbes was the lead singer on that. And that's the new 2015 version. And we've been spending a lot of time with Jacki here talking about the making of the song. And so, Jacki, that kind of wraps up our time together. But I know that you said that the sheet music is available. People can hear it again. It's all on your website. You're not selling this. You're not trying to make money on it. You're just trying to share this song with anybody and everybody.
Right, exactly. So yeah, the website you can go to is ourlittleplace.com. That's O-U-R, littleplace.com. And that's my main website. If you go there and click on the music button, it will take you to our music page. And there you can find this song as well as our other songs. And it'll have the YouTube link and a contact form. If you'd like the sheet music, just use the contact form and contact me and I'll email it to you.
So how did you come up with the sheet music? Do you make your own sheet music?
Yes, I do, actually. I do music notation, which that's another service I do provide for other artists. That is something I do charge for. I'll put that out there. But yeah, that's something I do is music transcription for people that can't put their own music own songs onto sheet music. So yeah, I did that. There's a lead sheet as well as a piano vocal version.
So I guess there's software for this note music transcription.
Oh, absolutely. I use two tools. The final sheet music is done in Finale, but I also use a very cool tool called Amazing Slowdowner. When I'm listening to other songs that I need to transcribe, I can slow it down and really hear all the notes that way. So that's a nice little tool.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, Jacki Barineau, thank you for being our guest. And
you're welcome.
That website again, ourlittleplace.com.
Right.
All right. So thanks, Jacki. We appreciate your time. Thanks for making this song available. Thanks for fulfilling your part in the body of Christ.
Thank you.
And for Jacki Barineau, for Wave 94, I'm Doug Apple.
Rejoice and make a joyful noise unto the Lord, for He is worthy. Let His praise be known, for He is Lord over all the earth. Rejoice and be glad. A joyful noise unto the Lord, for He is worthy. Make a joyful noise. Let His praise be known, for He is Lord over all the earth. Make a joyful noise.